So recalling this, again in an image format, get my little pointer here. Chromosomes contain DNA. Chromosomes are basically genetic information, so we're talking about nucleic acid, as well as some proteins. You're going to see what these proteins are in later lectures. Chromosomes, if you tell me that you have a chromosome, you're telling me that you have a condensed structure of DNA. This is where DNA condenses and becomes very tightly packed, kind of all being in the same spot. We can actually see chromosomes during cell division. You guys saw this in lab with your onion cells. They became kind of like wormy looking structures, little lines, very, very darkly stained in your slide. DNA comes together and packs really tightly during the process of, or right before mitosis and meiosis. And that's so all the DNA can be in a certain spot so that when it splits, it makes sure that it comes with each other and it's not all over the nucleus. You're able to have it in a single space as much as you can. So they're very condensed DNA. This is called a chromosome. Here on the chromosome, I can see the band of the chromosome, an arm, if you will, and along the arm, I actually see different bands, different colors here, different sizes. These are basically representing genes. They're different segments of the DNA that encode for something. We're going to learn more about that later. Here's a centromere, the part of the chromosome that's going to be where kinetochores are found and where sister chromatids attach. This is an example of an unduplicated chromosome. After DNA replication occurs, this is going to be S phase of interphase, I now have the chromosome duplicated. I now have two sister chromatids. Over here on the left side is one sister chromatid. Over here on the right side is another sister chromatid. Appreciate that they attach at the centromere of a chromosome. Mapping out chromosomes of an organism is called a karyotype. That's where we see the number of chromosomes of an organism and an actual visual appearance of what chromosomes are in that organism. I'm actually bringing up a topic now of discussion, now that we're talking about meiosis, and I want to discuss homologous chromosomes. Homologous chromosomes are basically when chromosomes have a partner. Chromosomes occur in pairs in humans, that is, that they have a partner. If I focus on this left image here, here's a duplicated chromosome. I have sister chromatids. Here's one on the left side. Here's one on the right side. They're being held together at the centromere of the chromosome. So that's one chromosome here that's been duplicated. Sister chromatids are present. That chromosome is one chromosome. It actually has a partner. That's going to be another chromosome, but here's a partner of that chromosome. They are similar in length. They are similar in the type of genes that they're going to code for. Let's say hair color, eye color. You're going to find similar genes in pairs of chromosomes on homologous chromosomes. They're pairs, so they're not duplicated versions of each other. This chromosome over here is not the exact replica of this chromosome over here, but it is its partner or its pair. We get homologous chromosomes from our parents. So one of these homologous chromosomes, I'm going to go ahead and say the left one over here, came from my mother, maternal. This chromosome over here came from my father, paternal. We're really talking about organisms that reproduce sexually, and that's going to be the next topic of discussion in the next couple of slides. I'm looking at a different karyotype. Here I have another karyotype, chromosome 1, 2, all the way to 22. Number 23 doesn't exist. So humans actually have 22 pairs of autosomes, 22 pairs. Remember that these are homologous chromosomes, those pairs that I'm talking about. So 22 pairs of autosomes. These are quote unquote regular chromosomes. They're going to code for different genes. Basically, all these chromosomes are not sex chromosomes. Those are just the last two different sex chromosomes that occur. And so they are X and Y chromosomes, depending on your gender, you're going to have 2 X chromosomes for female. This is a female karyotype since I see 2 X chromosomes, or as in the previous image, you could have 1 X, 1 I for male karyotype. Okay, so since in some organisms, chromosomes occur in pairs, and in some organisms, chromosomes don't occur in pairs. And this can actually be different depending on the cell type that you're talking about. And this is in our case for humans. We have most of our cells occur with homologous chromosomes. That's 46 total chromosomes. But we actually have some chromosomes that don't occur in pairs. And so I want to bring up this concept in the terms that we give these cells and which cells we find them in. So a diploid cell contains pairs of homologous chromosomes. The letter N in this case is going to represent a single set of chromosomes. So in a diploid cell, we multiply that single set by 2 since we have pairs occurring. So 2 times the single set gives us the number. For this organism example that I'm talking about, we're talking about 6 chromosomes. So let's go ahead and look at this image over here. This is the image I'm referring to. I have a diploid 2N organism. I have 1 chromosome here that's pink, and that pink chromosome has a partner. It is a homologous chromosome, so that's another chromosome. So there's 2 chromosomes. Looks like I also have another chromosome, this purple one right here. There's a centromere at the very tip of this chromosome, and it also has a partner, another homologous chromosome, and yellow as well. So if I count up the total number of chromosomes, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 chromosomes. So the 2N number is 6. If I just want to represent the haploid number, maybe that cell is going to be haploid, maybe I just want to represent this number, what N equals, it would be 3 for this organism. It's the single set of unpaired chromosomes. So if I actually take away all the partners, pink loses its partner, purple loses its partner, yellow loses its partner, so the single set would be haploid. There's just 1 pink, 1 purple, 1 yellow. So that number is 3, since each of them have lost their partner. This is useful knowing this information because we can use that letter N representing the single set of chromosomes, and it's going to equal 3 in this image. And if I need to find the diploid number, you multiply that by 2 to give you that number, each of that set having a partner. These are homologous chromosomes. So you can go back and forth between the two to figure out that number that you guys didn't left. So why is this important? In humans, I'm going to focus that we have somatic cells. These are body cells. Basically, I'm talking about every cell in your body, but the next ones that I'm going to mention. So somatic cells, body cells, I'm talking about your nerve cells, muscle cells, skin cells, maybe a liver cell. Basically, all the cells in your body, except for the next ones that I'm going to mention. Somatic cells are diploid in humans. We have that 46 total chromosome number, 2N equals 46. We have chromosome partners, aka homologous chromosomes, occurring in somatic cells. Gametes are the only cells in humans that are not diploid. I am talking about reproductive cells, the cells that are going to be used for sexual reproduction, the cells that are going to be involved in passing on our genetic material to our offspring. So for females, I'm talking about ovum, I'm talking about egg cells, and for males, I'm talking about spermatozoon, sperm. These cells are known as gametes. They are reproductive cells, and they are important since they are the only cells that are haploid. They will not have 46 total chromosomes. They will not have pairs of homologous chromosomes. They only have the letter N since they're haploid, single set of unpaired chromosomes. And that's important because one of those sets is going to combine with another set, sexual partner, to create an offspring. I actually want to visualize this life cycle again, where we have our gametes. Remember that gametes are haploid, sperm and male, egg and female, I can see the letter N telling me a single set of chromosomes are there in that gamete. And in the process of sexual reproduction, fertilization occurs. That's when egg meets sperm, and they come together to form a zygote. When that happens, after fertilization has happened, in the process of sexual reproduction, we now get a diploid cell. The zygote is very much diploid. I can see that represented by 2N. This will be equal 46 in humans. Mitosis will be involved in growth and development, allowing that zygote to form into an adult human. And it is only through the process of meiosis, so this is where I want to point out in this diagram that it is only through the process of meiosis where you have genetic information. That is, that you turn from, let me use my pointer here, you turn from a diploid 2N number, and you undergo the process of meiosis to now go to that haploid number. It is meiosis that results in halving your genetic material, not mitosis. So I can see again that that 2N number turns to an N number. If you're female, your egg cells will undergo meiosis. If you're female, your sperm cells will undergo meiosis to give you that haploid number.